to Taking Flight, the talk show straight from RCC's campus. Today, I have with me Director of Enrollment Services, Derick Satterfield. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Well, Derick handles a lot of the admission stuff, and so we just wanted to talk to him a little bit about what's going on in his arena here in the Whitcomb Student Center.
All right. Thank you, Gerri. I think I'll start by saying what I tell all potential students when I talk to them is, how would you like $1 million? I'm offering you $1 million today. And you may think, well, how do I get $1 million? I want $1 million. Now, $1 million is now, according to the Department of Labor, the difference in lifetime earnings between a high school graduate and a college graduate. A college graduate will earn $1 million more over their lifetime than someone who just has a high school transcript. So, if you can, and it doesn't mean four-year college, that is not what they're saying. It could be any amount of college. It can be a 2-year degree, it can be a 4-year degree, it can be a master's, but it can be as little as a 12-hour certificate.
Wow.
Because they put all those into one category, and we have certificate and diploma programs that are relatively short that will really boost your income and really get you started on a great career and a great future.
Wow.
And just to break it down, I think I've used some big words there, but at RCC we offer basically 3 types of programs. We offer certificates, we offer diplomas, and we also offer degrees. Degrees are the highest, you have diploma, then certificate. Many of our programs are what we call stackable, which means you can start with a certificate, add to it, get a diploma, add to it again, and get an associate degree. So you can always have stops along the way, or you can go for the whole thing.
Right.
Now, the types of programs we have here at RCC. Most of our students, or a good portion, not most, but about a third of our students are in what we call our transfer program. This is a program that's 60 credits, and it's designed specifically to transfer to any UNC system school. And even, it was literally an act of Congress, all 60 credits will transfer to any UNC system school. The North Carolina legislature got together, decided this, put it in writing, so these schools, your destination school must take the credits. So people say, oh, I come here, but my credits won't transfer. If you get the 60-hour associate degree program, either arts, science, or fine arts, we have 2 more I'm going to talk about in a minute, those 60 credits will transfer. Now, about another good portion of our students are what we call our health science programs. We have 4 really good programs here. We have RN, which is nursing, LPN, which is the mid-level nursing, surgical technology, and that's assisting the doctor inside the surgery, and then respiratory therapy, which is doing 2 things, doing breathing treatments, but also serving as the point of contact for ventilators, as you see that are on the news today, as well as doing things like intubation, which is putting a tube down someone's throat. So very, very, very needed profession in today's world.
And they get to train in our simulated
Absolutely.
hospital.
You train in a simulated hospital. You do intubations. We have arms that bleed. We have a mannequin that gives birth. So you train in all aspects of care. We have mannequins that will complain. They will scream and do all sorts of things. So they kind of are there to help you learn how to work on real patients. Another group of our classes are what we call industrial technology. These are people who want a little bit more hands-on, who want to work in a field that's kind of more outside or hands-on. And those are things like electrical, agribusiness, machining, air conditioning, and of course our most popular, welding. So people love that one as well. And then we have business, we have information technology, we have business administration, we have medical office administration, and we have accounting. It's kind of our business aspect. And then we have, if you want to work with young children, we have early childhood, and we also have criminal justice. So we have pretty much the gamut of what you might want to do. You have something here at RCC.
Wow. So how would somebody apply?
It's very easy to apply. We call it as easy as 1, 2, 3. You go to our homepage, the Rockingham Community College homepage, which will be, I'm sure, here at the bottom of the screen. You go to our homepage, click on the orange apply button in the upper right-hand corner. It's super easy. It says apply, and you do step 1, step 2, and step 3. Step 1 is to do your residency. You have to answer some questions, and this determines whether you're an in-state or out-of-state student. And it's a little complicated, but it just go with the flow, and it looks complicated, but it only takes about 10 minutes, so just get it done. The next one is our application. This is actually through the same, it's different websites, but it's through CFNC as well. So if you create a username and password for residency, use the same username and password for your application. It's all CFNC. So do our application, which will seem really easy compared to residency.
Right.
And then the last one is to make an appointment with one of us. Step number 3, I always call it the most important, because that's where we get to talk to you. We really want to talk to you. So you go to step number 3, it pulls up a calendar. You choose a time, and we will either call you or Zoom with you for 30 minutes, and it's for you to ask any question you possibly want to ask. If you want to bring a significant other with you on the conversation, we're more than welcome to talk to everybody. Our high school graduates tend to bring their parents in. Parents tend to have lots of questions, so we love to answer questions. So it's 30 minutes where we just focus on the student.
Well, that's awesome that you're doing it in Zoom.
Absolutely in Zoom.
Yeah.
I love using Zoom. Phones are all right.
Right.
But Zoom, I like to see that student, and I like for them to see me, just so we have that personal interaction.
Yeah.
And a lot of people see parents in the background waving, I have a question. and we understand parents of, like, especially high school seniors, have lots of questions.
Right,
And that's what we're there for. So usually sometimes I've seen my records, I had 5 people on one couch before.
Wow.
The student in the middle, and we had parents and grandparents on the other side. So it was fun. So that's applying is easy.
Sweet. So what kind of deadlines are there with?
Good. Glad you asked about deadlines. And we don't talk about deadlines. I don't like to use deadlines because we are filling up so fast, and we are always enrolling. Right now, we are enrolling for both the summer and the fall. So I don't like to talk about deadlines. I don't want to say they're irrelevant, but we are filling up so quickly. You need to fill out the application out today, and then again have that appointment with us. So you don't want to dilly-dally. Our programs, like our pre-health science, nursing, and some of those, they fill so quickly. So you want to get it in. You want to get your application done and meet with us right now.
Right. And we require transcripts as
We do.
well.
We do. One of the things that you will need to either collect before you contact us or shortly after is your transcript. All students attending a North Carolina community college have to have graduated high school or a GED program, and we have to have their transcript on file. I always joke, and it's funny to me because I've been in this process, that if we sometimes occasionally we'll have to document students to the state. They'll ignore every college transcript, but they have to see that high school.
Right.
So a lot of times we do that, and it doesn't matter how long ago you graduated high school, we can always find that record. In Rockingham County, it's really easy. You go to the RCS website. They have a button on their website to send a transcript to us. Order your transcript, and we're one of the options to send to you. Excuse me. And then if you come from a different school system, not your high school necessarily, but most school systems have an automated service. So
Okay.
just go to figure out whatever school system your high school was in, and go that way.
Right. And you mentioned GED.
Yes, sure,
So we have a fantastic GED program here.
Absolutely.
So with the transcripts that they would get from that, we would already have on file.
We would not.
We would not?
No.
Okay.
We have an excellent GED program and HiSET. We do 2 things, and adult high school, so we have 3 programs here. So if you would like to come to RCC and haven't quite finished, or for certain circumstances you didn't finish high school, come to our GED program, and you'll be ready to come to RCC. You actually have to, it's a link directly off our webpage. Close to where that apply button is, if you go a little bit over, you'll see the transcripts link.
Okay.
Click on that transcripts, and it explains how to get an RCC transcript, but it will explain how to receive your HiSET or GED transcript.
Okay.
Those records, we house the program here, but those records are kept in Raleigh. So you don't get an RCC degree with your GED, you get a state degree, and that's why they're kept in Raleigh.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have a lot of students that are coming in that have been out of school for a while, out of high school, but then we also have plenty of high school seniors that are looking around and coming.
Absolutely. We want to make sure we're part of your enrollment process, so look at us. High school seniors, it is never, ever too early to apply to RCC. You may think, it's August, it's so long away, but it is not. It'll be here before you know it. And with high school seniors, it is so important, as I always tell seniors, and the parents of seniors will know this, is that high school seniors completely lose their minds the day they graduate. It falls out of their head. Now, not temporarily, they get it back in the fall, but their mind falls onto the floor,
Mhm.
and they can't do, it's hard for them to do anything
Mhm.
at that after they graduate.
I
So,
remember that well.
yeah, so if you can, it is so much easier if you can do your application process,
Mhm.
which I mean all 3 steps,
Mhm.
and meet with us prior to you graduate.
Mhm.
And then I think, just say, how easy is that? Because we will, not only will you have applied, you have met with us, we will get you in an early orientation,
Mhm.
and we have some orientation specific to high school seniors, so you'll be meeting with people your own age.
Right.
And you do that all before you graduate, so that the summer, enjoy your summer, and then you just come back in August to classes.
And they have the availability of an RCC counselor that's on the high school campus
They
as well.
do. They have RCC as well as the Carolina Advising Corps.
Okay.
And depending on COVID, we
Mhm.
may or may not be in the high schools this year, but if you're a high school senior and you know that a RCC representative is going to be on your campus, the high school counselor would normally announce that, or you see that RCC is coming, or we have an RCC table in the library, come by and say, hey, come by and see us, because we'd love to talk with you. Or if you have any questions, just let us know. We'd love to talk with you in person.
Mhm. So how is summer registration going?
Summer registration is going very well. It's going very fast. If you're thinking about registering for the summer, go ahead. Again, go to our homepage, do steps 1, click on the orange apply button, do steps 1, 2, and 3. We are filling very fast, especially our high need, again, go to our high demand programs, pre-health science, welding, machining, those fill very quickly. So if you're thinking about any of those, any industry anyway, but especially this high demand. And if you happen to be a university student or you're home during the summer and would like to take a class, for much less I might add, but we won't go there. If you would like to take a class, an online class with us this summer that will transfer back to university, we are happy to talk with you. Just you do have to do a new application with us. So go ahead and do that 1, 2, and 3 process, and then at the end of it, we'll contact you, and we'll just talk about whatever might suit your you want to be like a visiting student, and whatever will go towards your requirements for your university degree.
And we have all the great core
absolutely.
offerings,
All the core offerings.
microbiology and calculus. I mean, just a lot.
Oh yeah, calculus, micro, any number of, a lot of our students like what we call the humanities classes, which to them would be an elective.
Right.
But if they can knock one out in the summer,
Right.
These are things like psychology, sociology, histories, the things that you can do this summer and let you focus really on your major classes when they get back to the university.
Right. And plus, with RCC, we have such small class sizes,
Oh, yeah.
and the instructors are very accessible.
Very accessible, yeah.
Okay, so when does summer begin? The summer term?
Summer term begins the 26th of May.
Okay.
So that is plenty of time from now. But again, courses are filling fast, so apply now. But it's long enough to think it's about 3 weeks after our classes end, and then most universities end as well. So you have a little break and you can get back to class.
Okay. All right. And then fall registration.
Fall registration is ongoing. We're going right now. If you're doing fall, I'll go ahead and apply. Again, August seems so far away, but it is not. By applying now, you not only get to meet with us early, you get to that, like I said, that early orientation. You can get it knocked out. Just do it. Enjoy your summer, and then come back to see us in August. But the other benefit of applying now is you can go ahead and do your financial aid early. That never, ever hurts to do that early. It does take 6 to 8 weeks to process. And you're thinking, well, but remember, these are government processes. They are slow. It's like your taxes. It's not going to come back quickly. So you want to go ahead and do your FAFSA. It'll get the FAFSA process done early. And that way, everything can be done by May, June at the latest. You are just smooth sailing up to August.
Now, we have that on our website as well,
Yes.
the instructions for FAFSA. Did they have to be enrolled yet?
No, they don't.
Okay.
FAFSA is to receive a scholarship, of course, they have to be enrolled. But the actual application process is independent. It's done through the federal government. You go to our homepage and click on the tab for admissions and aid. You'll see apply now is the first thing, but then you can go to there's financial aid, one of the options.
Okay.
And they give you the options, and go to the FAFSA. And remember, it's FAFSA.gov, not FAFSA.com. FAFSA.com is a scam.
Good to know.
Good to know. Yeah, we've had a lot of people fall into that. So FAFSA.gov, or to be on the safe side, just link directly from our homepage.
Right.
Yeah, that's the safe.
Okay. So that was all like curriculum where students are getting college credits,
Yeah.
but we also have a whole other arm
Yes.
that's all continuing education.
We do. It's, we are so excited. We have a very robust continuing education. And continuing education programs these are programs that lead to what we call a credential. It can either be a state or sometimes national certification that can lead to good employment. They're short term, usually 16 weeks or less. And like I said, they give you skills, a specific set of skills, and you receive what we call a credential. Typically that credential is a state license or state certification.
Right.
In some cases, some of these are national. So you can go to any hospital around.
Right.
So the first one, of course, is phlebotomy. We get asked about phlebotomy all the time. You are, to me, I don't like needles, so you're the scariest person in the hospital to me. But a phlebotomist is the person who draws blood. It's highly needed in hospitals and clinics. And those of us who've been in just those who have under a doctor's care or go to a clinic or anything know that the first thing they do is draw your blood.
Right.
So unfortunately, you can't have anything without them drawing your blood, and that's always a phlebotomist. So, if you work for even the Red Cross, so those people. So it's you learn to take blood. It's a very much needed program in the community. Second one is medical assisting. That's the newest one for us. We're only in our second semester of offering medical assisting. And medical assisting is a great career for people who will get their foot in the door with sort of the front of the house business of medicine.
Right.
You learn the intake process for new patients. You learn patient records. You learn how to do the initial assessment. Usually the person, like when you go to a doctor's, and then you go back and they say, the doctor will see you now, and you go back and they take your weight, height, and blood pressure. Typically that's a medical assistant, not a nurse.
Okay.
Because the nurse is doing the more detailed medical analysis. The initial person, that's usually a medical assistant.
Okay.
So again, very needed profession. It's a great way to get your foot in the door if that's what you want to do. And that's true of all these Con Ed programs. They really are designed. They can be a career, or they can just be a stepping stone before you do something higher in medical and health sciences. EMT. We all know what EMT is. And these three, the phlebotomy, medical assistant, and EMT, are all being offered this summer. So emergency medical technician, again, that's the first step in the EMS process. If you're destined to be a paramedic or do anything in the emergency medical field, EMT is your first step. And the great thing about not only, again, these are all 16-week programs, so in 16 weeks, and there's a big need, again, for EMTs.
Right.
Or as Jason Collins, our director, always says, we need people riding the truck. We need people out there, we need people saving lives, COVID has thrown everything, so we need people. This medical field is really, really needing employees right now. And the good thing about our EMT class is, I'm going to use a big word, it articulates, which means it transfers in. So if you take the Con Ed EMT, it'll transfer as 6 credits towards our EMS associate degree.
Awesome.
So it's a class you don't have to take later on. So 6 credits is equivalent to like 2 normal classes, so it's a big class. And not only do you get to save, you can save the tuition as well, so you can just bring it in.
Right.
So you come into the EMS program already 6 credits to the good to graduation. Now starting in the fall, and we don't have these dates yet, but please check our website, go to Admissions and Aid, look at Health Science Admissions, and you will see all of our offerings. So check that website regularly, because as soon as we know dates, we will publish them there. Unlike curriculum, which has basically we publish all dates at one time, with Con Ed, we kind of stagger them. So we as we develop a program, and that's the beauty of Con Ed as well, because we can develop a program, we're not bound by semesters, but as we develop a program, we'll put the dates on that webpage. So keep checking the webpage every day, especially if you're looking like for CNA dates, check every single day, because you never know when we're going to add something.
And all those health Con Ed programs, they're also being offered in the simulated hospital as well.
They are.
That's another thing with having to schedule.
Exactly, they're all being
if they're
simulated
using
hospital.
the same.
CNA, you'll do, in fact, 100%. We just got approved to 100%. And not all community colleges have this, but because of our simulated hospital, the board of CNA, the state board, approved us to do all of our clinicals with new patients in our hospital, simulated hospital.
Wow.
Now, some of these, like phlebotomy and medical assisting, you'll still go out to a facility to train. But the CNAs are doing it with our simulated hospital. Like EMT, CNA, certified nursing assistant, also called Nurse Aid 1. We'll start that in the fall. So please be on the lookout for that. And that's usually, again, that's the one people know the most of.
Mhm.
That's the main stepping stone towards like nursing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if you're contemplating a career in nursing, CNA is always a great place to start. Because not only is it a starting point, but it's also a requirement to get into nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you've got double
Right.
duty kind of
Mhm.
thing. Central sterile processing is a relatively newer one, but very, very, in fact, this was a direct request from Cone Health
Wow.
to bring in this program.
Mm-hmm.
You are in charge of the cleaning and preparation of operating rooms
Okay.
in hospitals.
So all the tools.
All the tools,
Mhm.
and you're certified to clean those and prep the OR for the next round.
Mhm.
And you can imagine how many surgeries, like at a Cone Health, how many surgeries go on a day.
Right.
So they're constantly prepping those
Mhm.
operating rooms. And with COVID, they have to do a little bit more preparation. So
Right.
that's why this is a very, very neat profession
Right.
as well.
And that, so that sounds like it's a profession that's not necessarily, you're not dealing with the
Yeah,
patient.
exactly. Thank you, Gerri. That's
Mhm.
that's exactly. We do have, believe it or not, we do have people who say, I want to work in the medical field, but I don't want to see patients.
Mhm.
And Central Sterile is a great one
Mhm.
because you're in between. You're in a hospital setting, you work for a good institution, highly sought after,
Mhm.
but you're not working with patients. Cardiovascular tech is one also called EKG technician, sometimes called telemetry. And these are the people who actually run the EKG machines.
Mhm.
Who take you've seen this little up
Well,
and down,
the heart
thing.
monitor. Mhm.
And they're the ones who put the monitors. They actually will know where to place the electrodes on your
Mhm.
chest, and they'll actually run the EKG.
Mhm.
Again, I keep saying that all these are sought after, but these are.
Right.
Because imagine someone my age, I don't know, when you go into a hospital or you go into a clinic, sometimes the first thing they do with you is actually run an EKG.
Mhm.
You
Right.
go into your heart's,
Yeah.
going. Right. So that's why you need a team of people
Mhm.
to do that, so that the doctors and nurses can focus on other medical tasks while
Right.
the person can do the EKG. Now, then we have several certifications that are not medical related.
Mhm.
So people say I don't want medicine. One of the things we're running this summer is effective teacher training. That is anyone looking to become a substitute teacher
Mhm.
in Rockingham County. For about the past year, we did put this program on hold because during COVID, there was just not a need for substitute
Mhm.
teachers. With the fall approaching, and we know that I know some of the kids are already back in school, and
Mhm.
we're just crossing our fingers that everything's gonna be like normal for the
Right.
fall. There will be a need for substitute teachers, so effective teacher training. If you're looking to go into the teaching field or want to try it,
Yeah.
this is a great way to start.
Mhm.
It's a short-term program that gets you your certification to be a substitute in Rockingham County.
Mhm. Okay.
And then we have two others, computer programming. These are more of our information technology fields,
Mhm.
our computer department. This is your basic programming. If you ever want to learn programming, want to just learn the basics of it. I know, to me, I don't know anything about programming, so to me it looks like a bunch of numbers and
Right.
dots on the screen. But there's a pattern. If you would like to learn programming, we have a class in that. And then we also have a big one in cybersecurity.
Mhm. And a brand new lab for that.
And a brand new lab for that.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly. And cybersecurity is just turn on the news any day. That is
Mhm.
the fear of any company out there is to get hacked.
Right.
So this is specialized training. Sometimes it's people who already work in the field, but sometimes people who just want to learn the cybersecurity end of the
Mhm.
information technology.
Right.
Everybody comes to me and say, I want to design video games. Great.
Mhm.
And I always tell them kind of like the same thing. Do that at night on your own time.
Mhm.
Get certified in cybersecurity and you have a job tomorrow.
Right.
Because that's what companies really need.
And it's like corporations
It's
and banks.
corporations,
I mean, it's
and now I'm thinking,
hospitals, everybody.
when they first proposed this, I'm like, well, we don't have that many big companies in Rockingham
Mhm.
County. I mean, who's going to, why do we need cybersecurity? And they said, oh, it's everybody.
Mhm.
Even your small manufacturing plants, each machine is now connected to the internet. And those
Oh,
machines
yeah.
talk to a central office. And if your competitor or someone overseas would like to know your secrets,
Mhm.
what better place to go than our manufacturers?
Or they could
Because-
probably mess it up. I
Or
mean,
mess
if
it up,
it's-
or
if it's
decide
processes
to,
in
or
there.
decide to make the
Uh-huh.
machines go twice as fast and mess
Right.
up your process.
Mhm.
So it's very, so you always think of like money and records, but it's really everything.
Right.
Cybersecurity, so that's a good one as well. And you do receive a national certification with that.
Right.
So it's called CompTIA, TIA.
Yes.
Um,
All right. Well, So I was walking around campus the
Yeah.
other day and stepped into the cosmetology
Mhm.
lab.
Yeah.
And we had 3 students in there working and a lot of boxes
Mhm.
sitting around. It looks
Yeah.
like they're packing up. What is going on with cosmetology?
All right, well, we are so excited about cosmetology. Cosmetology has always been a strong program for us. And we are getting a brand new cosmetology salon. We call it a lab on campus because we have to call it a lab, but it's actually a salon. So we're getting a brand new salon. Our old salon was a little dated. Our plumbing was a little old-fashioned, so we're getting a whole new salon with brand new workstations and with brand new sinks and everything. Basically, you're going to walk in, and other than it's going to have quite a few bit more stations than like a normal salon would.
Right.
But it's going to be totally modernized. Everything's going to look just like you would like a hairdresser. You walk into any beauty parlor, hairdresser, barber in Rockingham County, it's going to look just the same.
Right.
We want it to look really nice. And for the most part, because don't forget, we offer services to the public.
Right.
So we want it to look attractive and nice, modern, and we're just really, really excited about it. It's been a long time coming. I know the students are excited. I know the teachers are excited, and our new students should be excited because it's going to look great.
And then the lab, the salon is open to the public.
It is,
so
absolutely.
anybody can come in and get their hair done or permed or anything.
Absolutely, and we get a lot of questions about cosmetology. I think I did mention that before, but that's one of our big programs. And you do probably of all of our degrees, we always joke, they spend the most time on our campus of anybody. And we always like, well, it's just cosmetology. Well, it's not just, it's because pretty much in cosmetology, you either do your classes in the morning or in the afternoon, but the rest of the day is spent in the salon.
Right.
Because in order to get your license, you have to have 1,500 cosmetology training hours.
Wow.
And you're thinking, well, that's not hard to get. Well, it is very hard to get. 1,500 hours is a lot, but over the 2 years of getting our training, you will get that. And the teachers are very good about rotating you through so that you hit that 1,500 hours. By the time you graduate, because the goal would be you graduate, have your 1,500 hours, and can sit for your cosmetology license within a month, and then be a licensed cosmetologist and start working.
Wow. All right, so we have a new program that started last year, agribusiness, and then we have some that are
Sure.
just like really, starting to ramp up and start up in the fall.
Absolutely. Agribusiness is one of my favorites. As John Ayers, the director, says, you can't have breakfast without agribusiness. Everything on our breakfast table has something to do with agribusiness. Agriculture has been a traditional and very, very important aspect of Rockingham County. So many people are farmers or in agriculture or know somebody.
Right.
It's been very important to us, and we wanted to keep that going. And agribusiness is, yes, is it for someone who would like to run their own farm one day? Absolutely. But it's much more than that. It is being agriculture extension, helping with maybe a conglomerate of farms. It is helping people run, develop fertilizer plans and crop rotations and everything. It goes into proper running of agriculture to make it more efficient and, bottom line, more profitable.
Right.
So it's so many different aspects to agribusiness.
Right.
Through the actual farmer, through distribution, through farmers markets and sales and all that stuff.
Right,
as well.
yeah.
So it's a lot to it.
And I was visiting the classroom the other day, and they have this beautiful brand new greenhouse out back. And but also inside, they've got like models of, like a horse. They have like huge models where you can see like the inner workings of all these animals, like all the farm
absolutely.
animals.
And
It's incredible.
you learn so much, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly one thing they learn because you learn so much in agribusiness. Now we're really also excited about our EMS. I alluded to it, but our EMS paramedic program, our 2-year degree in paramedic. This is a great program for us. It is for anyone looking to just get that extra little boost in their paramedic license. And I believe, now they keep changing their mind, but the state EMS board is most likely will require a 2-year degree by 2025. So if you want to work in the medical field or as a paramedic in 4 years, you're going to have to get a 2-year degree.
Right.
So instead of, doing just the Con Ed paramedic and then having to go back to school while you're working, which is really difficult, we encourage students to go right into our 2-year degree.
Right.
So yes, it's a sacrifice. Yes, if you're working as an EMT, you may have to cut your hours back, but it's a great program. You'll get it done. You have your associate degree in paramedic, which could, if you want to, transfer, and you could actually get a 4-year degree in paramedic.
Wow.
I think it's emergency medicine,
Right.
but yeah,
Mhm.
paramedic. But
Right.
it's brand new,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a second option that I think that would be attractive to a lot of our students. If you are a licensed paramedic already, you get to cut out the entire first year.
Okay.
It's a bridge program.
Mhm.
It goes right into the second year of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I know many people in Rockingham County already work as a paramedic,
Right.
and they know that 2025 year's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of reinventing the wheel, they can just start from paramedic and go to that second year. So it's a
Right.
1-year program for them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's an attractive program,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's going to be very beneficial to our students. And one of the number one questions I get asked by a lot of students at the high schools, they want to be paramedics.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a high school senior, I would absolutely, because of your future, go right into the 2-year degree.
Right. Absolutely.
There's no reason to just stop, do the stair step kind of thing. If you're young and have relatively few commitments,
Right.
and you're living at home, and your parents are going to throw you out yet, as I always say.
Right.
Go ahead and do that 2-year degree,
Yeah.
because it's going to be beneficial for the long run.
And then, with the degrees, one of the big benefits with that is that they're going to be learning things that they wouldn't necessarily learn if they were just taking paramedic training. So
Absolutely.
they'll be learning how to do budgets and,
And
dealing,
leadership and dealing and all the
FMLA and,
yes,
and just
exactly.
a lot of stuff like
All
operational.
this operational, absolutely,
Mhm.
because the paramedic program itself is very specific to patient care.
Right.
You're learning all aspects of patient care. Okay, all right. And the last one I'm going to talk about is we have now college transfer. Like I said, we have 2 additional college transfer programs. This is college transfer in teaching.
Mm-hmm.
These are for people who want to be a teacher, because in order to get your teaching license in North Carolina, you have to go to university. So what this does is this preps you.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 years with us and 2 years at a university. So this preps you for a career in teaching. So it's like our transfer program. It articulates just like the other 3 do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a teacher, you'll do 2 years with us. And what the difference is, whereas our normal transfer degrees have a lot of electives.
Mhm.
You can kind of choose your own path.
Right.
Where in this one, the electives are kind of chosen for you in the educational field.
Mm-hmm.
So they focus more on education, but those education credits will transfer to university, and those are basically less credits you got to do at the university, and you graduate quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So who doesn't want to graduate quicker?
Right.
So that's money. So these are specifically designed for young people, or not young people, anybody who wants to have a career in teaching. They transfer all these 60 credits. It will transfer to any UNC system
Mm-hmm.
teaching program. And just about all the UNC system schools have a teaching program.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones in our backyard, which is A&T and UNCG, have excellent educational programs. So probably I would say the 2 best in the state are right here in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great thing to start with. Go to those universities, and you'll be it's a good path to be a teacher. And Rockingham County needs so many teachers.
Right.
I cannot tell you. Or as we used to say, throw a dartboard at North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They'll need teachers there.
Yeah.
Trust me, they'll need teachers there.
All right. Well, we as much as we don't want to have to mention this, we do need to address COVID because we're a college campus.
Thank you for asking. In order to address COVID, we have kept all of our summer offerings online.
Okay.
So you're 100% online for the summer,
Mm-hmm.
just because we're just not sure about the summer.
Right.
No one can predict the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the fall, we're being optimistic. We have moved to 50-50. So half our classes are going to be online, and half our classes are going to be here on campus.
Okay.
They'll let us do 2 things. If we need to, they'll let us spread out the on-campus classes a little bit more. And if people have health problems or have compromised immune systems, we do have some online offerings for them as well.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, Derick, thank you so much for joining me here today, and y'all have a great one.
Thank you so much.